For those of you guys that don't know me, I've been an influencer and a mentor to over 200 apprentices that came in through the construction industry. And now as I'm moving towards another career, which is hopefully becoming an airline pilot, I can go ahead and influence and maybe even mentor as many students, if maybe even more students that would like to get into the aviation world. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos like this. My name is Ruben Lopez, and I'm a 32-year-old student pilot. Peace! What's up, guys? Ruben here with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before starting flight school. First, I'll start off by introducing myself a little bit. Most of you guys know me from making videos on New York City construction, but now I'm transitioning over to my next phase in life, or my next career, and it's hopefully to become a commercial pilot. So the number one thing I wish I knew before I started flight school is, I'll start with the most interesting one, which is owning a cheap flight simulator. I say cheap because they're cheap in comparison to how much flight school costs. There's a few good ones out there. The Honeycomb is one of the cheaper ones that I could find, and it comes with everything you need from a trim wheel to a bunch of customizable buttons. You're going to want to buy one of these, and I'll leave them in the description below with the links priced from high to low. So the first link is going to be the cheapest one, the Logitech. Then I think the second one is the Honeycomb. So most schools will charge you $50 an hour. Granted that their sims cost anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000, and you get a closer flying experience to flying an actual plane versus flying one of these at home. But for the muscle memory and to practice at home, especially if you live like 2 hours away from the airport like I do, I don't want to drive 2 hours just to play with the sim for an hour and then have to drive another 2 hours. Now that took 5 hours out of my day. I just turn on my laptop over here, turn this on, and just dive right into it. And I've been practicing with this one for like the past 6 months. So instead of paying $50 an hour, this thing could pay for itself. If I spend $450 on this flight simulator, it'll eventually pay for itself within a few hours of me using it. So number 2 is a very important one. If you ask me, it's probably should have been number 1. I just started with number 1 because most people want to buy a flight simulator just to mess around at home. Number 2, for each phase of the program, as you earn your certificate, which are more commonly called licenses nowadays, you need to take a written test in order for you to get that certificate. The test is called the PAR exam, and you're much better off studying for the PAR exam before you start the flight school. Not only will it absolutely make everything make more sense, some hands-on stuff won't make sense, but for the most part, a lot of things will make sense. You'll find it easier to just focus on the actual flying part of the flight school rather than having to bust your butt studying for the PAR exam on top of practicing on a sim. Let's go for number 3. So there's 2 types of programs that you could become a pilot, a commercial pilot with, and one of them is a Part 141, the other one is a Part 61. So I'm not the best at going into details on the 2 types of programs, but I will tell you some important things to look out for. Most Part 141 schools actually offer a Part 61 program. On the flip side of things, Part 61 schools don't offer a 141 program. The main difference is the amount of hours you need to get your certificate. So 141 schools require less hours for you to get each certificate. I think it's 250 hours on a Part 61 versus 200 hours on a Part 141. It doesn't make 141 schools cheaper, but it just requires less hours for you to get your certificates. Part 141 and Part 61, you're going to go through evaluations with the lead instructor depending on what phase of the program you're in. This part is very important because in a 141 school, or if you're going to a 141 school doing the 141 program, not the Part 61 program, all your evaluations are going to go on your logbook as pass or fail. That might be a determining factor for you. If maybe you're closer to my age, maybe a Part 61 school might be better just for that, because the evals do not go on your record. You just get logged in flight hours and that's it. So here's a big one. I wouldn't necessarily pick a 141 school to do my Part 61 training in. So even if you're going to get your commercial license through a Part 61, I wouldn't pick a 141 school. The reason why, it's a personal reason. I don't think that I could speak for any school or anything like that, but in my head it makes sense that they get more money out of their 141 school students versus their Part 61 students. So for that very reason, I wouldn't pick a Part 141 school, because they'll probably take priority to the students that are doing their training in a 141 program versus the Part 61. The reason why I say that is because right now there's like a shortage of CFIs, there's a shortage of planes. Most of them take out loans, so if you're locked in with them for 100 grand versus somebody who's paying out of pocket, paying as you go, where you're not locked in with them, they could easily just go to another school. It makes more sense to prioritize the students that are in the 141 program. So that's another reason why me personally, I wouldn't pick a 141 school to do my Part 61 training. Number 4 is for guys, not for girls really, but if you don't like to shave, then absolutely make sure you find out whether your school requires you to shave or not, because shaving is so annoying. I hate to have to shave every 3 days. I get razor bumps all the time. Right now I haven't shaved because we had a storm and it's been raining for the past 4 days in New York City, so I didn't have to shave. But tomorrow or tonight or tomorrow morning I actually have to shave everything off, so something to consider. To me personally, I think if I could pick a school that didn't require us to shave, I'd rather go there. But unfortunately, the school that I'm going to now, they require us to shave and wear uniform. So a lot of Part 61 schools, I would say probably 90% of Part 61 schools don't require you to wear a uniform, where most 141 schools do require you to wear a uniform. The school that I go to also requires us to wear a uniform, so that's also something to consider. Number 5 is that aviation, like most people start their careers in aviation, the median age is about 30 years old. So if you think that you're too old to join the aviation world as a pilot, you're not too old at all. You could join. I would say my school is pretty much mixed. There's a lot of young students that are 18 to 22, but there's also a lot of students that are like 28 all the way to 57. Shout out to Joe. He just graduated, and he's 57 years old, and he's going to be working for a charter airline soon. So don't be ashamed of your age, and don't think that you're too late in the game to actually go through the school and graduate and become a pilot. You can do it. You won't have too many years left in the airlines, but you could go work for charter airlines and still make the same amount of money, maybe even more money. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is my first video on aviation, so I'll be making a lot more videos like this. For those of you guys that don't know me, I've been an influencer and a mentor to over 200 apprentices that came in through the construction industry, and now as I'm moving towards another career, which is hopefully becoming an airline pilot, I can go ahead and influence and maybe even mentor as many students, if maybe even more students, that would like to get into the aviation world. So if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos like this. My name is Ruben Lopez, and I'm a 32-year-old student pilot. Peace!